Hello everyone, different setup here today, but today we are doing a paint tutorial video, kind of showing you how I go through the process of painting my WWE figures, and today's model we are using is Alexa Bliss. You guys know I've bought a ton of these Alexa Bliss Ultimates because I wanted to do a bunch of different Alexa Bliss fix-ups. I also have this basic here, mostly because I really want the head with the hair down. I'm not sure what Alexa Bliss we're going to be doing today. I have the red paint out back here because I was thinking about doing the Iron Man. But then I also got the green and purple because I was thinking maybe we do the Riddler today. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to grab a couple pictures online, just see which one kind of speaks to me more today. Eventually we're going to try and get both of them. Maybe do a couple like custom attires that, we want to see. Maybe some different cosplay outfits or characters that we would like to see her do. But I want to do some that she's already done before, at least for the tutorial video. That way you guys can kind of see my process and what I use and everything. So just real quickly, I'll go through it. I've got my nail polish remover. It's 100% pure acetone. That's what I do to take off all the paint and everything. I have the old handy dandy hair dryer. Always have one of these. That way I can head swap and take body parts off like that. I've got my paints, which I use the Apple Barrel. Pick these up in at Walmart. They're like 55 cents, I think, is what they cost now. And I always have a damp. I use a sponge underneath to keep my napkin, paper towel, whatever, damp, because this is a very thick paint. So I put it on here to kind of smooth it out and make it a little bit nicer. It's not as thick of a paint then. And I use this metallic folk art. That's the only thing I'll use is metallic, is the folk art paint. It's not... The folk art paint isn't the worst, but if you want to have any like playability with your figure, I wouldn't use this at all, except for the metallics. The metallics are good. I use this one and I use the silver one here. That's how we did Finn Balor, the custom Finn. Put that guy over there too. We've got an assortment of paintbrushes. I've got a ton of paintbrushes. I don't use all of these. I only really use like 2 or 3 of them. But I'll get into that more when we get into it. I've got toothpicks here that I use for, well, I'll show you. I've got my epoxy A and epoxy B. That way if we need to sculpt anything, sculpt hair, sculpt beards, anything like that, do faces, I've got that. And I've got toothpicks to run lines through the hair to give it that detail so you can see that there's different layers of hair. And then I've got my Mod Podge, which just, once you're done painting, you coat some Mod Podge on. It seals everything nice. So it's really, that's the process. That's what we're going to go through today. So let me take a look at some different Alexa Bliss attires, see what we want to go with, and then we'll start this process. Okay, so the Alexa Bliss that we're actually going to go for today, I'm going to do something simple. It's the red and black, like Harley Quinn look that she did. I've got my brushes in here soaking, getting them ready to use. I've got my figure here. I took the head off. We're going to be putting this head back on. Simply just, take your hair dryer, guys, aim it at the point you want to heat up to remove, just pop it off, good to go. Now this head is a little warm still. Obviously it's going to, by the time we get this painted and everything, it's going to cool down, so we're going to have to heat it again before we pop it on. But I'm just going to use a jet black and a flag red today. And I guess we're going to start with the acetone, and just like acetone off all the colors that we don't need. I'm just going to stick with these. I know she has like the kick padded boots in that gear, but I like the ultimate feet with the shoes. So I'm going to keep this. We're just going to paint them up black, because I think the whole thing is black anyway, but we got to remove all these logos. I guess we don't have to. With black, you can paint over top of this stuff, but I'm going to remove them just to show you what that's like. And then we'll have all the black stuff. So let me get this set up, get some acetone, and then we'll start taking off logos. All right, guys, so we've got our acetone here. Just be careful with it. I always try to rub it onto like a dry paper cloth or something, just to remove some of it. That way I'm not going with pure acetone, because you can take off a lot more than you intend to, or a lot more than you mean to. And, basic rule of thumb, take off less than you want because it's easier to take stuff off. Once it's gone, you can't put it back on. Well, you can, but it's more of a process. But you just take your acetone on your Q-tip and rub it, and eventually you're going to remove your logos. This is hard to do on camera, so I'm not going to be able to do this all on camera. I'm going to have to, like, let me get rid of some of that. That way it's not as strong. I'm going to have to get some of this off camera. That way I can just clean it up really nice. But you just start rubbing and, away it goes. So acetoning is something that a lot of customizers do. This is how we get rid of paint, how we get rid of these logos, things like that. Like I said, I'm going to have to do a lot of this off camera because right now all you see is it just smudging, which it's going to. Like, this isn't bad. This isn't ruined. This is part of it. Then you go back over it a couple times. The whole painting figures, guys, just so you know, and girls, I always say guys. I'm not trying to be sexist. It's just, that's how I grew up. I addressed everyone as guys. Even the girls were always addressed as guys. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Don't want this to get all political. But you have to go through a couple times, because you can see, look how much I've cleaned that up just by going through a second time. And I'm going to go through a third time just to clean it up even more, just to get rid of, because you can still see right around the laces there, there's still a little bit of residue that we're going to want to get rid of. So I'm going to go through a third time to get all that out. Let's start on this heel. It's all you do is you just rub a little bit off, and you're not going to get it all in one Q-tip, and that's no big deal. It's going to take a couple tries, a couple times to go through a little bit, but you want to make sure you get as much as you can. Like I said, if you're going over with black, it doesn't matter. But now that I've started this, sorry, let me keep this in camera. Now that I've started this, I want to get these cleared. I want to get the boots cleaned up. Just get a little bit of that down there. That way we can come back through here. And this will always remove your base, or it's always expose your base color. So obviously the plastic mold for these shoes is white, so we're getting that exposed here with that base white mold. There, I took a little bit of the sock. Doesn't really matter, we're coming over that with black, so it's going to be repainted. Let me get you around to this side here. See, I'm smudging things up again. Everything's getting all smudged. That Q-tip I think is done. We go to the next one. But you can get acetone for, I don't know, this tub here that I have was like $5 I think at Walmart. And then Q-tips I got like 500 for $2 or whatever it is. Like it's Q-tips. They're always really cheap. But you have to get the acetone in like the makeup section because it's nail polish remover is what it is. And it's hands down the best thing for taking this stuff off. So if you're trying to customize your figures and trying to get these figures the way you want them to make your own customs, if you want to do your own gears, like, well, I would say John Cena, but I think Mattel's probably made at least one of every John Cena. I know he's had a lot of gears over the years, but I think Mattel's done at least one of every John Cena. So you can see now, I still have to go through and clean this up a lot, but that's much better than what it was before. That Pain logo is completely gone. The little Fiend head up here is gone. The blue is almost gone in the back. You can see what it looked like back there. There's the Play logo with the happy faces and the balloons and stuff like that. So let me jump off camera here, finish this up real quick, and then come back and show you guys what we're working with. Alright guys, here just wanted to give you a healthy look at a clean white shoe from one side to another. We got in there and cleaned everything up pretty well, so that's the difference now in the shoes. We still have a tiny little bit of blue up here, like it's just a little, let's see if I can focus in on it, maybe I'm too close to what I'm working with. There's a tiny little dot right there, you guys see it? It's just that tiny little bit right there, but it doesn't matter, we're painting over with black. So I'm not going to concern myself, I'm not losing any sleep If you know what I mean, Dan. We're not losing sleep over that. We got down in here to clean that up as much as we could. Underneath, we cleaned up as much as we could. So we've got that all as good as we're going to get it. Now we're going to go ahead and remove everything from this shoe. I'm just going to do this off camera. That way I don't have to bore you guys with it. But anyway, that's the acetone process. Maybe I might just acetone everything. Well, I'll show you guys some more. Hold on. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we acetoned both shoes now pretty decent. And then I took the sock leg up here. I didn't like clean it up 100%. Just wanted to show you guys the white underneath. You know, this actually makes me kind of want to do an all-white attire, Alexa Bliss. I think that would be really cool. I don't know if she's ever had an all-white attire. I mean, you know, maybe she'll see this video and come out with an all-white attire and say, "Hey, this is, you know, this is kind of awesome. I want to, this guy's doing custom figures of me in different attires. I want to do this." So that probably won't happen ever, but that's okay. That's how we remove all the paint that we don't want. So with this, what I'm going to do, because the camera's not really cooperating too well here, just keeps wanting to fall, I'm just going to hold it. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to acetone a little bit more. We want to get some red in here. I think her straps in here are red, if I'm not mistaken, and I think the sides of her pants here are red. Although, the outfit she's wearing in her Ultimate figure, I don't know if she has anything here on the legs. We might just acetone remove everything from the legs, because I don't really like these fishnets too much. So we might remove those, and we might remove the shorts up top here, get rid of the stuff on the side there, and see what we've got. And then we might have to just paint legs back on. But yeah, let's remove some more stuff, and then we'll see what we've got. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so you can see we got the sides up here taken off. There's no more silver there, no more silver up there, and we got this out of the middle, all the silver and black that was there. Oh, actually I didn't get all of it. There's still some more. I've got to go back and finish touching that up. But as you can see, it's just like a skin tone. The flesh tone is what they use, and they just paint on top of it. Same thing for everything else except for the crotch piece that's black. It's usually whatever color. So if you guys want to see a Alexa Bliss figure naked, I'm sorry, this is not the channel for that. One, I'm not trying to get Alexa Bliss and the WWE after me for harassment and get sued. And two, I'm not trying to get my videos taken down. But technically, I guess you could do it, theoretically. I mean, you're going to have to get paint and use your imagination and whatever. But I also wanted to show you guys with the knee pads. You can also take designs off of there. These are the exact same knee pad. I just acetoned the white stripes off of that. Just because it's easier than heating up the legs, popping them off, swapping the knee pads out, putting new ones on. It's just easier to acetone it off, I think. So now I think what we're going to try and do is, I think because this lower part of the leg is a flesh tone color and the upper part of the leg is black to match the trunks mold and everything. So I think at this point we might try to take away. I'm going to have to go look at the pictures to see if she's actually wearing fishnets. I might keep them on because that might actually look good with the red and black for Harley Quinn. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at some pictures. I'm going to finish taking this off. Once we're ready to start painting, I'll come back and we'll get into the painting part then. Alright guys, here we go. We've got it acetoned off. Now we are going to try and get into the painting portion of what we do. So here's what I do. Just so you guys know, I've got my paint here. I'm going to take a little bit of paint. Okay, bring it over to my sponge. Well, there we go. Start to thin it out. Get a little more paint. Bring it over. Thin it out. A little more paint. Bring it over. Thin it out. There we go. That looks like good bit to start with. So I'm going to set the paint back over here. I'm just going to, I guess, kind of do it like this maybe. If I can hold the figure down a little bit here, you can kind of see what we do here. I get a little paint. I don't want to have too much. Just a nice little bit of paint on the brush and just start just to see what we're working with. So you guys can see it's not first coat. It's not going to stick too well. There's the paint I've got on the figure. It's more on my brush than anything. I think if I line the leg up pretty well there, I want to bring it down over top of this. Basically, I'm just going to cover in all this silver down here with red paint. I'm going to be real meticulous and real slow on my first coat, because this is a process. I will tell you, if you guys are interested in painting figures, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon, and it will take a while. But I mean, it depends on the quality of the figure you want. If you don't want like if you just want to paint like some blood on somebody, just go with like one coat like that, because you can still see a lot of like the color coming through. Like you can still see a lot of the black coming through here with some red on top, and that's perfect if you want blood. That is absolutely perfect. Like you don't want it to be thick and covering, but if you're trying to paint over top of a figure, and there's like sticker job is so bad. That silver is down underneath the thigh there. They've got something smudged up on the side here. It's not great. But anyway, that's neither here nor there at this point. It's too late. We've already started. We're into it. We're jumping and we're invested now. So we're just gonna do a nice slow coat over a little bit of everything here. I'm just kind of dabbing. Now, I'm not a painter. I'm not an artist. I don't know any of this stuff. I don't know the rules, the techniques. I don't know any of it. This is just, I learned how to do this for fun, and that I do it for fun. So I don't know if this helps or if this is a brush or whatever, but I use this 2/0 brush. This is like one of my main brushes that I use, and this is like my starter brush. It's a very like fine, as you guys can see, it's a very like fine tip brush. But it's just, I just go through and I dab, which is why like it looks like my hand is shaking. I'm just bouncing it and just trying to dab some paint on a little bit at a time. So basically what we're going to do is go over the figure everywhere that we want the red and just dab at it for the first, at least the first coat or two. This is where the video could get very long if I just show you guys this whole process. But this is the process, and I just want to show you bits and pieces of it. That way you guys can experiment, you can learn, you can do what you want. You know, use your, let me mess up my figures before you try it on your figures, you know? So it's just a slow process. You go over this a couple times with the dabbing. Once you've kind of got a good base coat, then I move up to, what's the next brush? Is it the 2? I move up to this one, it's a 2, and I just kind of like brush everything in when I'm ready for it. And then I'll come back through with the, once it's 100% and I've got all the paint where I want it and everything, I'll come back through with the Mod Podge after it's dried and set up and everything, and then I'll hit Mod Podge over the areas I painted just to hold that paint there, and you've got a really cool looking figure. So let me give this, I don't know, the next couple hours here to go over this and start getting the paint on the way we want it to. Hey guys, at this point of the video, I'm really hoping you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. I'm hoping this is educational for you. You guys can learn and help expand this wonderful custom creating figure community. I really just want to be able to share what I know to you guys to help you. If you guys had ideas or wondered, hey, how do I get into this? It's really cheap. You can get everything that you're seeing in this video. I mean, maybe minus the figure, but you can get everything else for under $100. Heck, you can even get it for under $50. Toothpicks, some paint, some acetone, paints. That's really all you need. Some brushes, some paint, some acetone, and I mean, I guess you don't need the toothpicks unless you're going to get into the like modeling to do hair, which I don't think we're doing in this video. But anyway, hopefully you guys are enjoying this content and this is something exciting and educational for you. And please consider giving a like on the video, subscribing to the channel for more, and hopefully next time we can jump into something more advanced like the Iron Man one. I was going to do that today, but it looked a little too advanced to start off with, so I'm thinking maybe next time we do the Alexa Bliss Iron Man. But we're going to start with this wonderful Harley Quinn. black and red, and hopefully this will turn out just as beautifully as we think it will. And like I said, I hope you guys are really enjoying this. Now, let's get back to the actual video so you can see more of this completed. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're coming along pretty nicely here. We're about 3 hours in, approximately, with painting and everything. You can see everything's coming along. We've got the black sock back on. We've got... I don't know why I paint the knee pads. I'm afraid if I acetone the knee pads and leave them black and I don't paint them the same color, it's going to look weird. But I didn't paint this sock yet, so you guys can see... You can actually pick it up in camera pretty well. You can see the two different shades of black. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I just have an eye for seeing it now because I used to leave, like if I had something white and then painted it black and left something else just factory black, I can see the difference between the two blacks, especially in person. So if you guys can see it on camera, let me see if I can, yeah, you can definitely see it on camera. So that means it's way worse in person because you guys know how things are, especially over here with our lighting situation. If I can see things on camera, it's way worse in person. So I have to paint this black, retouch up the knee pads, hit the boots again, go back through. I'm probably going to go 2 or 3 more times with the red. I need to touch up some silver in and around here because when I acetoned the decoration out here, it pulled some of the silver off, so I want to touch that up, and then we're going to hit the Mod Podge. So I just wanted to give you guys a little preview of where we are so far. And then with this, I almost want to make the pink red. I'm thinking maybe doing like the red pigtails as opposed to the pink. Or even, I don't know, I might go back to this one because it's more of the Harley Quinn look. So I might go back to this one and just make this red instead of pink. Or have the pink bleed into red, maybe. I don't know. I've got to look at the pictures again, because I don't remember if she had pink or red. Or, man, paint just kind of ran up there, didn't it? I don't know. We're going to do something here and fix this up. So we're going to do something. Probably use this head, I think, actually. Now I see. Oh, got to get that silver out. That was from the... I mean, you just bounced around in your box all over the place, didn't you? Anyway, guys, we're going to get this wrapped up as good as we can here for now. I'm not going to be able to finish this one 100% the way I wanted to today. But I'm at least going to wrap it up, get it coated Mod Podge, just so you guys can see it. Then I'm probably going to come back and work on it then later. And then show you guys, the next time we do another paint video, I'll show this one when it's like 100% finished. And everything's cleaned up really nice on it. But anyway, I hope this has been helpful. Like I said earlier, I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And let's get this baby wrapped up. Let's get her all done. Get the hair painted, making her look good. Get the final coats of paint on here, Mod Podge it up, and then give you guys the final viewing of our figure we did today. Alright guys, if you've made it this far, you're so close. You're almost done. Just listen to this one last step. She's telling you, just hold on, just listen. One last step you have to do. You get your Mod Podge, right? We've got the satin finish here. I think there's also a matte finish. I like the satin finish. It's, just a little bit of that shine look. You're going to take a brush. Let me find a brush here I can use. We'll grab this guy here. Okay, you're going to damp off your brush. Get all the water off. Get some of that Mod Podge. Try not to get your cat. Try not to let your cats get involved. Neymar, thank you for making an appearance today. But, buddy, we really got to finish this video up for the nice people who've been so patient, who've subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. Who've liked the video. Thank you for the likes. And who have shared it with their friends. Thank you guys. We appreciate all of that. You're going to take your Mod Podge and you're just going to go over everything you painted. What are you doing? You're painting it white, Dan. What the hell? No, it is coming on white, but it's all going to dry clear. So everything you painted, you go over with the Mod Podge. Just to brighten it. Or you go over, you drop the figure as you're trying to make sure you're in frame on the camera. You just go over everything that you painted with the Mod Podge. Just seal that paint on there. Give it a nice shine. And you're going to have yourself a figure that you can use in your pic feds. You can show off to your friends. You can, display on your desk with your computer or nightstand, wherever you want to keep your figures. put it in a nice cabinet case. You can have it in your next YouTube video. You can do a nice Battle Royale, or Royal Rumble. Why do I keep saying Battle Royale? I don't know what's going on. Something with my brain. It's all messed up. I keep thinking Royal Rumbles and I think Battle Royales. Probably because there's so many people in the Royal Rumbles. But you just go over everything you painted. Give it a nice little coat of Mod Podge. Just to shine it up like the rest of the figure. This stuff gets all over the place. Gets all over your hands and everything. Oh, yeah. What do you guys think? I went with the red hair. I left traces of pink going into the red. I think it looks really nice. I think it came out quite excellent. You know, I think this is overall, this is a really good figure. This one was a lot of fun, especially for like if you guys don't know how to do paint figures yet. I'm no expert. I'm not. This is very sloppy. I was rushed a little bit on the. No, I don't want to say that. I wasn't really rushed. I rushed myself because I wanted to get this done in a day and have this video up for you guys as soon as possible. So I rushed myself to do this in a day. So I you know, wasn't as patient with this figure as I wanted to be. And there's a lot of flaws on this figure. A lot of things I'm not really happy with on this figure. Just because I didn't take my time like I normally would. I rushed myself and there was no need to. So, yeah, this one's not going to be perfect, but, you know, I'm happy with how it turned out considering I just tried to do it in a day. So normally when I paint a figure, guys, it takes me 3 days maybe to let everything dry properly, to make sure I don't just paint over stuff and I'm like really getting the details and everything using a magnifying glass to really take my time and everything. But I wanted to get this done in a day. So maybe a total of between 4 to 10 hours depending on the figure. The Finn Balor Joker one that I did that I always like to show. Where the heck is it? Dang it, I like to show that one off. That one was, I don't know, maybe closer to 10 hours. And then this guy here, I'm not done with him yet. Still need to finish him up. But this Finn was maybe around, I think I've got 4 or 5 hours into this so far. And I just need to do some purple stripes on the pants coming across diagonally. And then this guy's going to be 100%. But yeah, I had a lot of fun painting this one. This one was so cool. I actually had a lot of fun doing this Alexa Bliss too. So I think, you know, this year, if you guys like these painting videos, I'll keep trying to do some painting videos. If you just kind of want to see end results, I'll just do like end result videos. You guys let me know. But I think this year I'm going to ride with the Finn Balor's and Alexa Bliss because there's so many figures of theirs that I want to have that they just haven't made. And now that I made this figure, I'm kind of thinking maybe they did make that. Was this a chase? You know the Harley Quinn one she did with the blue and the purple, the Margot Robbie one? I don't remember if this was like the chase variant or not, but I feel like I've seen this before. Maybe I haven't. You know what? I'm thinking of her NXT gear with like the claw coming down the one side. She had like the NXT gear, and like right here was like a claw coming down. It was like a slash mark. That's what I'm thinking of. So I don't think this figure exists yet, but yeah, I'm probably going to finish this up at some point. Hopefully by the next video that we do a nice painting video, or even by the Royal Rumble video, which is next weekend already. That's this week. That's this weekend coming up. Holy crap. Where did February go? This is way too short. It's shorter than it should have been. But February is always short. But anyway, this was a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll have this done by the Royal Rumble video. Maybe this Alexa will compete. Who's to say? But we'll find out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. You've learned something. Maybe it was educational. Maybe not. Maybe because I don't know really what I'm talking about. This was just like, what are you talking about? You just dab. You're supposed to just brush stroke. Is that an art term? Any artist out there, let me know if is brush stroke. Is that an art term? Sounds like it should be, right? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we will see you next time. Bye!